Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're diving into the story of one of the most powerful and fascinating warships in the Philippine Navy, BRP Conrado Yap, with the hull number PS-39. This isn't just an ordinary ship. It's a vessel with a history, a warship with teeth, and a symbol of how far the Philippine Navy has come in its modernization journey. If you're into naval power, maritime defense, or just curious about how nations guard their waters, then stick around, because this ship is one you need to know about. Now let's set the stage. BRP Conrado Yap, PS-39, is actually a Pohang-class corvette, originally built for the Republic of Korea Navy, or the South Korean Navy. This class of ship was designed during the Cold War to take on coastal defense duties, anti-submarine warfare, anti-surface warfare, and general patrol operations. When South Korea started phasing out some of these ships, they offered one to the Philippines, and that's how in 2019 the BRP Conrado Yap officially became part of the Philippine fleet. But before we dive deeper into the specs, let's talk about the name. This warship is named after Captain Conrado Yap, one of the most decorated Filipino soldiers of the Korean War. He was the commander of the 10th Battalion Combat Team and became a national hero after making the ultimate sacrifice during the Battle of Yultong in 1951. So when the Philippines received this ship from South Korea, naming it after Conrado Yap was more than symbolic. It was a tribute to the enduring friendship between the two countries and the bravery of Filipino soldiers who fought side by side with South Korea decades ago. So what exactly makes the BRP Conrado Yap such a big deal? Let's break it down. This corvette is around 88 meters long and has a beam of 10 meters. She displaces about 200 tons, making her bigger than the older Philippine Navy gunboats and patrol vessels. But size is just the beginning. It's the ship's weapons and sensors that make it stand out. On board, the BRP Conrado Yap packs a 76mm OTO Malara main gun. That's a rapid-firing naval cannon capable of engaging surface targets, aircraft, and even incoming missiles if needed. It also has two twin 40mm anti-aircraft guns and multiple 20mm cannons for close-in defense. But the real kicker? This ship is designed for anti-submarine warfare. It's equipped with torpedo tubes, depth charges, and most importantly, sonar systems that can track submarines hiding beneath the waves. For the Philippine Navy, which has long struggled with limited anti-submarine capability, the Conrado Yap was a massive step forward. Now imagine this. Before 2019, the Philippines didn't really have a ship dedicated to hunting submarines. And suddenly, here's the BRP Conrado Yap, bringing in not just the hardware but also the training and experience needed to operate at a whole new level. South Korea didn't just hand over the ship. They also provided extensive training for the Filipino sailors who would crew her. That knowledge transfer was just as important as the vessel itself. And it's not just about weapons. This corvette also carries advanced radar and electronic systems for surveillance and targeting. With these, the Philippine Navy can better monitor its maritime domain, a crucial task given the challenges the country faces in the West Philippine Sea. In fact, since her commissioning, PS-39 has been actively patrolling disputed waters, showing the flag, and proving that the Philippines is serious about defending its territorial integrity. But let's not forget the human side of the story. For the crew, serving aboard the Conrado Yap isn't just a posting, it's a badge of honor. They're sailing a ship that carries the name of a war hero, a ship that represents the bond between two nations, and a ship that marks a new chapter in the modernization of their navy. When you see her cutting through the waves with the Philippine flag flying proudly, you know you're looking at more than steel and machinery. You're looking at pride, history, and determination all rolled into one. Of course, the BRP Conrado Yap is not without her limits. Being a second-hand ship, she isn't the newest vessel out there. But for the Philippine Navy, which has long relied on aging World War II-era ships, she was a massive leap forward. Think of it like going from an old rusting pickup truck to a well-armed, modern SUV. She may not be the absolute latest in naval warfare, but she's reliable, tough, and more than capable of holding her own. Looking ahead, the Conrado Yap is also paving the way for future acquisitions. The Philippines has already started investing in new modern frigates and is looking at more corvettes and submarines. In a way, PS-39 is the bridge between the old fleet and the Navy of tomorrow. She represents the transition, the learning curve, and the first taste of a truly modern warfighting capability. So, the next time you hear about Philippine Navy patrols, maritime security operations, or naval drills with allied forces, Remember the BRP Conrado Yap. She's not just another ship. She's a story of history, sacrifice, friendship, and modernization. And for a country that's been working hard to secure its seas, she's a symbol of hope and progress. That's it for today's dive into the BRP Conrado Yap, PS-39. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on more stories about naval power, military history, and defense technology. Until next time, fair winds and following seas.